similar type of process to change allowed uses, but on governmental property. The comprehensive master plan contains land use recommendations from the various area plans. We have broken down into various areas in the county. So Conifer 285 is one of those areas. It does contain land use recommendations, but those land use recommendations do not change any of your current allowed uses. They do not change the zoning, and that's a pretty important point to make. So to give you an example, I live in an area that is zoned residentially. If I wanted to go and put a restaurant in my house, start my own restaurant in my house, I would have to go through the county rezoning process in order to do that. That's where the comprehensive master plan would come into play. The county would look at the comprehensive master plan, what the future land uses were recommended, to evaluate whether or not the use was appropriate for the area. There's also a lot of other reports that we look for, but one of the big things we look at is how does the community plan and the comprehensive plan look at the land use in the area. In my area, the comprehensive plan says that the area should remain residential. That doesn't mean that I can't go through the rezoning process and try to rezone my property, but it would make it more difficult to go through the process and gain staff approval from staff, Planning Commission, and the Board of County Commissioners. The comprehensive master plan was recently updated by the Planning Commission. They adopted some revisions in December of last year. I am really excited about these changes because I think it will make it a lot easier for staff, citizens, and developers to use this plan as rezonings come through the county. We basically did two things to the revisions. And one of the things that we were really trying not to do is change the policies too much. We went through a fairly extensive process in 2010 to create the comprehensive master plan, and we didn't want to really change a lot of the policies, but we wanted to do a big reorganization so that it was easier to use. We divided the policies up first into two sections, the development review section, and now we have a long-range planning issues section. The development review section has all of the policies that only apply to the rezoning and the site approval cases. The long-range planning issues section contains other policies that are related to how the county should update plans in the future, some items that may help the county or other agencies in the county get grant money, and they may be policies that are good planning ideas for staff or citizens, but they may not be able to be applied when somebody comes in to rezone. We wanted to make this distinction because before, all the policies were mixed all together. And so sometimes it was difficult for citizens, developers, and even sometimes staff to decide which policy really applied to that rezoning case and which policy couldn't really be applied. So we think this will make it a lot clearer for everyone about which policies are really going to apply to a case. Then when we did that division, we consolidated the policies. We found we had policies in there that were very similar. Maybe transportation talked about mitigating environmental features, and another one talked about mitigating scenic corridors. What we tried to do then was take all of those policies that were similar, and usually there were two or three that were kind of similar, and make them into one policy that was more clear, concise, easier to use. So kind of the whole idea of the reorganization was to try to make the plan more clear and concise. Lastly, I wanted to let you know about upcoming Conifer area plan update. And I want to show you the Conifer plan. This is the current Conifer 285 corridor community plan, and this is what applies to the Conifer area when planning looks at land use cases. When the comprehensive master plan was originally done in 2010, the idea was that all of the 10 Jefferson County community plans, which were existing at the time, would all be rolled into the comprehensive master plan. So there would be one document that everybody could go to look at land use recommendations. We're in the process right now of updating our North Mountains Central Mountains, and Indian Hills areas. Thank you. So the North Mountains is this area, Central Mountains is this area, and Indian Hills is this area. North Mountains basically covers Golden Gate Canyon, Coal Creek Canyon areas. Central Mountains is Lookout Mountain, Genesee, Idledale areas. And Indian Hills is basically the Indian Hills area. We're anticipating that those will be completed by the end of this year. Then next year, and probably into 2015 a little bit, we will be going into the Evergreen and the Conifer plan areas and updating those plans. I brought lots of business cards today, so if you are interested in being involved in the Conifer plan update or in any of the updates that are going on right now, I'm sure some of you have businesses that maybe transcend community plan boundaries. So I can give you my card, you can email me, I can get you on some of our lists so that you'll be notified of future plan updates or existing plan updates. That's all I have. I understand there may be some time for a few questions if anyone has questions. Oh, and I said I would give you the website for the planning documents. All of the community plans and the comprehensive master plan are on the website. And that is planning, planning, .jeffco.us.
Any questions in the room?
I've noticed it makes it pretty hard in the area when you have plan development.